Welcome to South Omaha, also known as South O to area residents. No history of Omaha would be complete without mention of South Omaha, the magic city that grew up almost overnight in the early 1880s. South Omaha is a proud historical community located between downtown Omaha and Bellevue, Nebraska. The term South Omaha is not simply a convenient means of geographically referencing an area of Omaha. To the contrary, South Omaha refers to a vibrant community with rich history all its own. South Omaha was incorporated as a town October 16, 1886. Immigrants from around the world flocked to the area because jobs were plentiful. Millions of cattle and other livestock were bought and sold at what became the busiest livestock exchange facility in the world, the Omaha Stockyards.
The packing houses attracted blue-collar folks from all over the world. I remember working in the packing house with people from Poland, Czechoslovakia, Lithuania, Germany, Japan. So on any given day you could hear 3 or 4 different languages spoken while you were working in the packing houses.
When I moved here 30 years ago, they actually did have the cattle pens, and it was, you could see the big semi-trucks with the loads of cattle being loaded and unloaded for the slaughterhouse.
As a young woman, I worked in the packing house for a few years, and you made some pretty fair wages in the packing house. And my mother worked there, my father, grandfather.
Well, the most popular that still stands is the Livestock Exchange Building, which is 10 stories high, which to most folks stands out, you know, far and above anything else in South Omaha. But the building itself housed dozens and dozens of livestock brokers and a bank, restaurant, 2 large ballrooms, and it was a hub of the livestock industry and the packing industry.
Over the years, the cattle industry changed. So did the demand for services being offered by the Livestock Exchange. And in 1999, the exchange officially closed.
The demise of the large packing houses and the loss of jobs as a result of that, the packing houses were demolished and leveled, and Metro Community College now sits where there was a huge plant packing house that slaughtered beef, sheep, and hogs. It was called Armours, and they hired thousands of people there. And of course, those people that lost those jobs had to find other livelihood.
The stockyards closed, everything seemed to close up too, but with the, like I said, with the new immigrants, it's moving all along 24th Street. It looks like there's a vacancy comes up and someone jumps right in and opens up a business.
Yeah, I think the changes that we've seen since the stockyards closed is we've seen more development. I think we've seen a lot of development throughout Omaha and also South Omaha.
Due to its closeness to the stockyards and rail lines and the presence of a streetcar line, South 24th became the major commercial district of South Omaha. By the 1930s, it was the largest retail center in Omaha outside of downtown.
Growing up, I could remember that 24th Street was the heart and soul of South Omaha, with a Sears, a Penny's, Firestone, Phillips Department Store, Alex Clothing. Those stores were the heart and soul of South Omaha.
Well, I think it's very busy because there's a lot of shoppers down there. There's a lot of businesses, not only restaurants, but there's businesses. There's other stores that sell the pottery and the blankets hanging out, and with all the remodeling that Mayor Fahey did when he was in office, all that 24th Street is getting a different makeup, and that adds to the beauty to the area.
You know, the old market kind of has its look, and you go down there and you know it's the old market, you know, it's got a nice feel. South Omaha in the last 20 years, because of we see this, you know, immigrant population down there. You see all these businesses, but besides that, I think, you know, that's definitely one huge change that's changed from the past, is that look. You can hear stuff in Spanish, you hear music, you see signs in Spanish, you got, you know, people speaking Spanish.
The sidewalks, the whole street is just absolutely beautiful. It's done a real 360 turnaround with all the new sidewalk and tiles that they have put down or laid down within the sidewalks and the streets of South 24th Street.
South Omaha's Rosenblatt Stadium was the home of college baseball's College World Series for 60 years. Omaha became the host site of the College World Series in 1950.
When the College World Series having it right there in the residential area has been just a draw for all the people in South Omaha. It affected the people. You know, they all feel part, even though they may not attend all the games, but it's still, they can sit on the porch and they're part of everything that's going on.
We have the zoo, we have the Botanical Center that are two great attractions in there. Of course, this will be the last year for Rosenblatt Stadium, and I can tell you this, it's going to go out with a bang.
South Omaha is also the home of one of the nation's outstanding zoos. Omaha's Henry Doorly Zoo is Nebraska's #1 tourist attraction. The South Omaha business community has been hosting Cinco de Mayo events in Omaha since 1985.
This year, South Omaha Business Association has been a big sponsor and plays a big part of the Cinco de Mayo parade and events. This will be their 25th anniversary, and they expect to have, I would say last year we had 40,000 individuals that came to the 3-day event, which starts on a Friday, it ends on a Sunday, and we're expecting a lot more this year since it is their 25th anniversary. And on Saturdays, they have a huge parade which starts at 10 until, I believe, noon, until the last parade event car or booth runs through. We also have a carnival that comes into town, and they'll have a lot of different events like dancers, flamenco dancers, and a lot of Mexican Spanish music the Latinos in the community can enjoy.
Well, the Cinco de Mayo is a humongous function for the South Omaha community, the Hispanic community. It's down along 24th Street. It draws 10,000 people or more. My wife and I were grand marshals of the Cinco de Mayo parade.
We were honored to be the grand marshals for that big parade. It was so nice. I mean, to ride in that carriage and just see all those hundreds and hundreds of people and wave.
Cinco de Mayo now is probably the biggest parade in Omaha or in Nebraska, I would imagine. It could probably be about a 4-hour parade if we allowed it to, but we try to condense it about 2.5 hours with, you know, about a good 130 participants. And everybody comes down, you know, schools, families of all ethnic backgrounds are just coming down there to have a good time. And the nice thing that we've done with Cinco de Mayo here is that we've kind of turned it into a fundraiser where it's a community event for everybody, and those funds go right back into the community, into these nonprofits and youth activities and scholarships. So, you know, we've turned it here into a positive aspect for our community that also will benefit the community for that growth.
Well, South Omaha has always been exciting. I think that's probably a bottom line. It's because it's always changing, it's growing always at a rapid rate, even at slow times. And when it goes on the downside, as it did when they closed the packing houses, it's now back up and running again. It's a great place to be. You know, you can never take the boy out of South Omaha. It stays in his heart. I mean, if you look at South Omahans, I mean, they are so proud.
South Omaha was a great melting pot and at different times had residents from all over the world. For the hundreds of thousands of residents that have called it home, South Omaha is more an honest spirit of individualism than a location on a map or a period in time. Take a tour of history and visit South Omaha today.